And so the million-dollar question here, will this economic boom, this adding of jobs, will it last? Joining me to give his take, Dr. Omari Swinton is an economist at Howard University. Dr. Swinton, great to see you. Thanks so much for coming on with us. So these numbers look great at first glance, right? The president is right to thump his chest over this, but they are national numbers. Do you think that this report reflects how our local economy is doing here in the Washington area?
I think it does. And you can think about the apprehension that people have of the economy, where the reporter in the statement said that was the first time he's been around those people. We have mask mandates coming back out. And so there's still a lot of uncertainty about whether or not this recovery is going to continue, because there's uncertainty about whether or not we're in for another really long wave of COVID growth. And so there's a lot of apprehension about people entering the labor force. So even though the numbers are improving, there's still far not as many people in the labor force as have been historically in the labor force. We're around 61%, and we're normally around 67 to 65% in the labor force. And so those lower labor force participations help unemployment numbers because there's less people looking for jobs.
So if not for Delta, if not for people not getting the vaccine, you anticipate that these numbers would be a lot higher?
Well, I think more people will feel comfortable about actually going out and doing things. And so when you have segments of the population who still aren't comfortable going out and doing things, it's hard for the economy to grow. The U.S. is a service-based economy. And so if people aren't out doing things and buying things and traveling, the economy is not as robust as it would be.
Is this teeter-tottering?
The conventions that would normally be in the district that aren't in the district right now.
Yeah, I was going to say this teeter-tottering is just not helping any of us. Is going back and forth. Even though unemployment fell, workforce participation still not what it was in February of 2020. Do you know what industries did the best in this latest report?
So retail had the biggest improvement, but it's still one of the industries that's the farthest off from where it was. Right. And so that makes sense because now you have a lot more restaurants opening, but they're still not opening at full hours that they used to have before the pandemic. And that has to do with being able to provide services because, again, there's not as many people going out to bars or restaurants as when the pandemic started.
Right.
I
need you to look into your crystal ball here real quick and tell me, do you think that these numbers will continue to improve, or does it just have everything to do with the Delta variant and the number of people getting vaccinated?
I think they're going to continue to improve because fundamentally there was nothing wrong with the economy when the recession started, and that's why it's been one of the fastest recoveries that we've experienced. There wasn't structural issues, and so once people get back to feeling comfortable and going out and doing things, the economy will continue to improve.
Right. That's where we want to see it to go, in the right direction. Listener Dr. Swinton, thank you so much for coming on with us and bringing us your perspective.